what we can learn from this is just like for human beings, oxygen is essential for us. Similarly, for emotional well-being, is that self-esteem is a very critical thing. So for any grown-up adult,
Yeah.
it's very important to have a level of self-esteem to have mental stability and to have a positive and good life. And when you have low self-esteem, then it gets very messy. Yes, you can, people can get into depression,
Yeah.
and people can get into very vulnerable and weak situations,
Yeah.
and people can get into psychological issues and problems.
Yes.
So what does it require? To have
A high self-esteem.
a high level of self-esteem?
Absolutely. I was just thinking about this, and I think one of the main things that you can do to acquire a high self-esteem is to pray. I think that is the best way to actually be in that place of high self-esteem, because you're able to almost directly communicate with the highest being, which is God, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And after you have communicated with him, you would automatically able to have a high self-esteem, and you wouldn't be easily pressured by the societal influences around you.
That's a very interesting way of putting it. And so what you're saying is the fact that a human being has the potential or the ability to communicate with God, from his choice, in a very clear and, let's say, eloquent and humble manner. The fact that he's talking to, when he's praying, he's communicating with, or he's talking to the creator of the universe, who is
which
the
is
biggest,
the
and
which is the highest honor,
which is the highest everywhere. He's talking to God. So that in itself immediately raises the person to, because then he can ask for anything that he wants.
Yes, because if you remove the prayer from God, the only communication that you have is with other people around you, and if they are not giving you the value and respect for you to be able to have a high self-esteem, you will not have a high self-esteem, and it will push you down a cycle of having low self-esteem, because you will feel like you don't deserve respect.
Correct.
And then the way that you are with other people, they will assume the same way about you that you think about yourself.
Yes.
So they will not respect you because of that.
So that's absolutely wonderful. The way you articulated is that low self-esteem will automatically manifest itself and display itself to other people. So when you have low self-esteem, you will have a low level of self-confidence, and it'll just get very messy.
Yes.
And so because of that, people will not will not respect you.
Absolutely.
Or will not put you in the right place.
Yeah.
And I think
absolutely, go on.
The second thing which I think is connected to self-esteem is when somebody does good, that sort of automatically increases his or her self-esteem. Right? So it can be
yes, completely agree. Yes.
So when you help somebody, when there's charity, or when you do something good, or when you work very hard.
Yes.
So and it's not just good things as in the traditional or typical good we talk about. So for example, if you're looking after your health, if you're eating the right food, so everything good that you do,
it has an impact on your,
it goes back and has an impact on your self-esteem.
Absolutely. And I think we can find in the Quran, it perfectly answers this in Surah Teen, that Allah not only created human beings to be noble, but also He created them in the best form, and then they turned to the lowest of the lowest, except for those who do good deeds. So as you are saying that the good deeds, they raise your level to have a higher self-esteem and a higher level of nobility and honor.
The starting point of every human being is that you are God's special creation. Now that special piece, that special status, you can only retain that through your conduct.
Absolutely,
to
yes.
the guidance that you're talking about.
Yes.
Right?
So to conclude, I think although we may not have, we're not all murderers. Although we have a high rate of murder in the world right now, it is, I think, almost 6 or 7 people out of every 100,000 people are being murdered. I don't know per how long exactly, but this is an approximation that I just read. I think even if it doesn't have to do with murder, if someone does feel envy or jealousy and they do not want someone else to succeed, I think it's a very low level of thinking, because it shouldn't really affect you what another person is able to achieve. I think a more productive way to think about it is to think what I am able to achieve myself, and to be self-critical and self-analytical, and to be inspired by other people rather than feeling jealous and envious of them.
No, I think that's a wonderful way of putting it. Is if you see somebody who's better than you in a certain area,
Yeah,
you should be inspired. You should take that as an inspiration
yeah,
rather than saying, why is he like that?
yeah,
And so, if there's stuff that you can do to sort of, catch up or be better than that person, whether it is
yes,
physical or, from whatever point of view.
absolutely.
Because also, jealousy or feeling bad doesn't help you.
Yeah,
Yes. A, you feel bad.
yeah,
B, well, you feel miserable.
yeah,
And then it doesn't help you in any way.
absolutely.
Yeah. So other than feeling
It's
miserable,
destructive. It's completely
it
destructive.
is completely destructive.
Yep.
There's no, so if jealousy got you to someplace, it would be good.
Yeah.
It doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just messes up with you and messes up with your life.
Absolutely.
So I think we'll stop here
Okay.
and we'll continue with this interesting journey in our next episode, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.